Welcome to episode number 106 of the Beyond Social Media Show, the podcast for advertising, public relations, and communications professionals. We're recording live on Google Hangouts on Air on August 1, 2015. We always start off with the worst stories of the week, and BL always has the honors to start off with the worst stories of the week. So, BL, what was the worst story of the week?
Well, clearly the worst story of the week was Cecil the Lion's murderer, the dentist Palmer. And what I found fascinating about it was the social media storm. And I think Jimmy Kimmel really nailed it because he broke up during his show when he said, "Is it that difficult for you to get an erection? If so, we have a pill for that." And, he also suggested that instead of turning this conversation into a witch hunt, which it's quite possible it has become, where people are suggesting skinning him, and I'd frankly like a run at him to do a couple of root canals on him, that people contribute to the wildlife preservation group that had previously been tracking the lion. And we'll have the link in the show notes, But I think the good news is that his PR firm quit. They just couldn't handle it. It was the J. Austin Group, and Wednesday afternoon they issued this bizarre statement basically saying their work was finished. And what they said was, really doesn't make any more sense than most of the Google announcements that were made this week. Yesterday, another PR firm asked to help distribute Dr. Palmer's statement. Having completed that task, we've ended our work on this issue. Okay, that story came from Radar Online. The news that I read this morning is that Cecil the Lion's brother has taken over the pride because Cecil had somewhere in the neighborhood of half a dozen cubs, and none of them are old enough to fend for themselves. And what happens in the wild is that none of the females will feed those cubs because they have to vie for the leader of the pack, and that's what Cecil the Lion was. So his brother, who's just as majestic and gorgeous as him, has started to take over and protect his cubs. So hopefully, instead of 7 murders, there's only 1. But what a disgusting turn of events, really.
Yeah, well, this the dentist actually is from Minnesota, so there's been a lot of local coverage of this story, and you're right, it has turned into a witch hunt, a virtual witch hunt online, but also there are people camping out at his dentistry and protesting outside his dentistry. The guy's his career, I think, is over. And it's not surprising that a PR representative would drop him. I mean, who wants to represent the most hated person in the world right now, right?
Exactly.
I mean, basically, that's what he is. And unless you can actually turn that around. So, I mean, from a PR perspective, what can he do? He's got to change his name. He's got to probably change his profession, or maybe he should go into animal dentistry and devote his entire life to helping animals.
I was thinking that that's pretty much the only thing he can do. But as far as his PR firm goes, they would have been able to take over the title of Hell's PR firm, which presently belongs to Burson Marsteller. So I guess they didn't want that distinction. It's a small firm. I think it's just the guy. But, that was what I was thinking. The only thing the guy can really do is say, I see what I did. I really screwed up. I'm going to devote my life to taking care of animals. And, I'm opening a dentistry practice for lions. I mean, what else can he do that anybody would forgive him for?